Local artist Margery Pearl Gurnett has worked in glass for many years, but it wasn't until she discovered mixed media collage and resin that she truly found a passion for storytelling and abstraction. We visited her in her studio to learn more.
Inspiration comes from everywhere. I'm a very vivid dreamer, and I've always been. Oftentimes I take those feelings that I have, but I try to put into my imagery. I am a glass artist, now a mixed media artist. Over time, life has morphed, and what you make and what I have made keeps changing. In the last 3 years, I've been working in mixed media work. When I blew glass, I started realizing that there were easier ways to do what I was trying to say. Just simply working in layers, and I didn't actually have to fire things onto glass. I could use other materials, and I could embed things in between layers of glass. It made the process faster, so I could plan a piece from the beginning to the end. I could even plan it on my computer if I wanted to. When I blew glass, it felt more like production. Even though I was making things of beauty, they weren't telling a story. And I kind of am a storyteller by nature. I start by building a box that has to have sides because it's like a dam. And then I lay an image in, which is the background image. And then I put layers of glass in. I pour an epoxy resin in over that. The next day I come back and I add more of the imagery and more glass in until I build up 2 or 3 layers. I think of the work and layers as being like different ingredients in a recipe. You can end up with a final taste that is very different than any one of those individual tastes. Some of the things you can see through, and some of the things I make opaque, and I never know exactly where it's going to go. It's really a cool view. As you turn and move, there's actually like a 3D effect with a foreground and a middle ground and a background. I try to let the image tell me what it wants to be. Sometimes I have a plan and I know what the whole image is going to be in the end. And sometimes I come in here and I'm not sure where it's going. I relax and I let it tell me what it's going to do. I have to be very fast on my feet, and I have to let myself let the muse in to tell me what it wants to be. Those pieces are the most successful, where I have this basic idea of what's going to happen, and then it's a surprise. I want to make something that hopefully someone else will see, enjoy, and somehow relate to something in their life.
You can see more of her work by visiting margerypearlgurnett.com.